What's going on, guys? So this afternoon I am very excited to do a new series of movie reviews, and these are movie reviews I would do occasionally or as much as I can over the summer or anytime in the future, and this will be a collection of Criterion Collection movie reviews. The Criterion Collection is a collection of movies from the past, present, and future, and they're a collection of movies from all around the world, and they are kept there for a type of reason because of how they revolved around, genre/art cinema. One film I'm going to talk about is a film that I've been so obsessed recently due to my love for film noir and how impactful this small film can be. So let's get to the review right now. In my freshman year of college, I remember in my film class we studied this type of genre cinema known as the New French Wave cinema. And that was a time period around the 50s and the 60s when the French were just dominating the film industry. They were making all these types of movies that had these type of greater meanings, and they even happened to have influenced a lot of the filmmakers we have today, with Scorsese, Spielberg, and you name them. So one film I'm going to talk about came out in 1967, and it's considered to be neo-noir, and it just happens to be called Les Samouraï. Les Samouraï is a neo-noir French film directed by Jean-Pierre Melville, and it stars Alain Delon playing a hitman named Jeff Costello. And it takes place within the city of Paris within about 3 days. And it begins with Jeff Costello killing someone, and all of a sudden the French police are beginning to investigate about the murder of the person that Jeff Costello killed. And as the film builds up, the police investigate even more into the crime. You even get to discover more about Jeff Costello's life. And that is just about it for the film, because Les Samouraï is a movie that illustrates simple but complex. What I mean by simple but complex means that Jean-Pierre Melville was able to film just simple scenes of actors walking through the alleyway or the street or driving their car, but had some type of complex meaning because he wanted the audience to discover the complexity of the person's psychology/mind of what the character is thinking throughout that scene. And there are several scenes that are dedicated to that type of simple but complex meaning throughout the film, and once you start to dive into the film, you get to analyze how these scenes play to play or how they correlate with each other. What really impresses me about this movie is that it is the first color feature of Jean-Pierre Melville, because in the past he's made black and whites because of the 50s and 60s era of filmmaking, but this film with the color feature has allowed him to add so much detail into all of the scenes that were presented, because each shot really does count. Each shot makes you realize that these are the scenes that revolve around the motifs of a character or the motifs of this other character, or even Jeff Costello himself as our main protagonist. And it even illustrates, the type of environment that the film is taken, of course, within the neo-noir setting. Now, even if the film is in color, the film feels very grayish because of the noir setting that it was aiming for. Now, for people who do not know about film noir features a protagonist who is either a policeman or probably a hitman, and they're located within this dirty part of the city, and everything is so gray and kind of trashy. And that is what Les Samouraï was trying to aim for, because the character of Jeff Costello lives in this type of dry area of Paris, and with his job as a hitman having no sense of life into it, and instead of him giving life, he's taking away life because of the amount of kills. I thought that was a really clever idea of adding the grayness to the cinematography of the film.
Raccrochez-le. Allez.
I also adore the soundtrack of this movie because the soundtrack is very hypnotically engaging. once you start listening to it from the very start of the film, you're automatically sucked into the world of Jeff Costello. The music is able to establish the environment, his character, every other character, what they're going through, what the established environment of the setting is supposed to be, and what type of feelings you're supposed to feel when you're in that position or setting of the film. And the music has some type of tension build where it starts off, dreary, and then the tensions build up, and then it even gets into this type of suspense about what is Jeff Costello what is he gonna do later, and what else is gonna happen to him as the film builds on. And then you also have jazz music to establish the setting of a jazz club, and then as the music gets to the end, it is just awesome. For my current understanding of this film, I've only seen it once, and if I have to see it even more times, I'm probably going to change my view on it, but I think I'll just talk about my view on the film right now. My idea of the film's theme is that it probably represents how loneliness can affect someone. It can affect anybody, a hitman, someone working at somewhere where they really hate. And it basically just justifies about how the character of Jeff Costello entered the life of being a hitman and how it kind of sucked the life out of him. And instead of him enjoying all the things that he must be doing in his life, he's just not able to because he has to. And in order to go through his daily life, he's getting paid just to do something that he doesn't really want to do. He just has to do it because that's his purpose in this universe. And that's what the film questions, is that are you really able to function alone? And when you're with other people that could make accusations against you, that's when you're kind of in trouble because no one else will be really there to back you up unless you have that someone that can be able to do that for you. It's a film that I will definitely watch even more times. This is a film that definitely deserves multiple viewings because as a film viewer you can discover new things that you didn't on your first viewing, and upon second, third, or fourth you'll begin to develop a new philosophy for a film, such as Last Samurai for me. And why I really love this movie is because of how influential it has been to me so far and to other filmmakers that we have working today, because this film uses a lot of the things that filmmakers are using today, like white transitions and simple scenes, because that's why I really appreciate films like Les Samurai, because you can have simple scenes that are just filmed simply, but they just have some type of meaning behind it, and that is where it stands on its influentiality, if that's even a word, or just how impactful this movie has been so far.
Interprété par Alain Delon, François Périer, Cathy Rosier.
Well, because of how much I love this movie, I'm gonna have to give Les Samouraï a 10 out of 10. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this movie review. I really love Criterion Collection DVDs because of how you're able to watch these rare films that only exist within Barnes & Noble. But I am so excited to do even more if I can. So thank you so much for watching and have a great and awesome day.